Hey, Dress Teen Stress. I'm Abba Shrestha, and welcome back to our Teen Stories Told series, where we interview teens or individuals that just crossed their teen years to share their mental health story and give us their thoughts and opinions on teen mental health. Today, I'm here with the co-founder of Insulin Insight, Alina Tran. Alina, can you please start off by telling me a little bit about yourself?
I'm a senior at Keller Central High School. I'm the captain of the varsity swim team, and I'm also co-founder of Insulin Insight, which is a diabetes awareness campaign. Um, let's see, I've been a competitive swimmer since I was like 5 years old, and yeah, swimming's always been a big part of my life, and I want to pursue a career in the medical fields.
Okay, awesome. So, talking about Insulin Insight, how do you envision Insulin Insight making a positive impact on individuals affected by diabetes? And what are some things that your organization has accomplished?
So for Insulin Insight, our main goal and objective is basically to spread awareness. And I know that's like very cliche to say, but we just realized that a lot of people our age especially don't know a lot about how diabetes affects people's daily lives. And kind of just whenever people say they have diabetes, you kind of just, oh, they have diabetes and that's it. Like you don't really think about what changes they had to make in their life and how it affects them. So we just want people to at least know about it and know that there's ways that they can prevent it for themselves. Because like for me, diabetes runs in my genes, kind of in my mom's side of the family. So if I don't take care of myself, it'll affect my life later on. So if I want to keep living how I am living right now for the rest of my life, then I should probably take steps starting now. And some of the things that we've done is we've collabed with places like Keller Oaks, like the healthcare nursing facility in our city. We've interviewed a couple of doctors and dietitians to and posted on our social media. So follow at Insulin Insight. We've also we're starting the first diabetes closet in Keller, which is like a little cart in the nurse's office in our high school that has like snacks and like insulin and stuff for students who have a diabetes what's it called, a diet they're having a little crisis during school, and we're going to collab with other high schools and try to get them to implement that at their schools as well.
That's awesome. Is there any future plans or next steps that you have in mind for your organization?
Yeah. So we're working with the Keller Lions Club to potentially become ambassadors in their diabetes programs. And also we've talked with the mayor about potentially becoming uh spreading our awareness even more, and with their help, with the mayor's office's help, and probably going to, show up at some little town events and, hand out our little diabetes ribbons and our pamphlets and stuff.
Awesome. I love that. So, moving on from what you were talking about in your introduction, so you do swim since you're 5 years old, I think that's what you said. And you're also the captain of the varsity girls swim team at our school. So, with that title, how do you foster a supportive and inclusive environment for your team members?
So I think it's really important for them to at least know that you're a friend before you're their captain, So I don't want them to be scared of me or anything. So the first when before they knew I'm captain, I try to talk to everybody, make sure everybody knows who I am, and also make sure they know that I'm trustworthy and that they can come and ask me and talk to me whenever they need. Also, I keep a good relationship with my coach because he he helps me, get messages out to my team and make sure that everybody is on the same track. Also, I just like encourage everyone to be nice to each other. And we help each other with school stuff. Swim is a little community. We don't just swim together in the mornings. We with each other at lunch, we say hi in the hallways.
I love that. So it's like your little friend group.
Yes, swim is a friend group, definitely.
And so, as a student athlete, not just the varsity captain, but as you're a swimmer yourself, how do you think that being a student athlete endures stress? How has it impacted your mental health in both a positive and a negative aspect?
So swimming is kind of like a double-edged sword for me because it causes me a lot of stress, but it also is my stress relief tactic thing. Swimming, I feel like, has helped it keeps my mind off of things when I'm practicing. All I'm thinking about is what lap I'm on and, getting better at swimming. I'm not thinking about my schoolwork, or I'm not thinking about test grades or anything like that, or what's going on at home. I'm just thinking about swimming, you know? But also swimming takes up a lot of time, so like any sport does, and, um, I did club swimming for about 11 years, and I left club swimming before junior year so I could focus on school. That was a hard decision for me to make because I've been with the team for so long, so but then I found, my friends in high school swimming, so now I haven't completely left it, but, um, it's just it takes a lot of time, and it really makes you have to manage your time really well, especially with, junior year school and stuff. So I've learned time management and discipline, but, yeah, so I think it's really important for somebody to find something to keep your mind off of things. You don't want to not have a coping method for your stress at all, because then you're just kind of bottled up and you don't have any outlets. So swimming is definitely my outlet, but also but also it kinda stresses me out too, but,
And then you're talking about time management. So how do you balance your swim life and also your academic life, since both are very important to you?
Yeah, so this year I've had to tell myself that I need 8 hours of sleep a night for myself to have a good swim practice in the morning and wake up early at 6 every morning. So, I try to get everything done and be in bed by 10 p.m. every single night, and I hold myself very strict to that regimen because, my 8 hours is important for me to get a proper, effective workout in the morning. So, I try to get all my schoolwork done right when I get home from school. I take, like, a 30 to 45-minute break, obviously, to recoup after school, but since I'm a senior, I get out early now, which is a very big help because now I have more time for my school stuff. Um, Also, like, in class, if we're not doing anything, you need to grind out your homework instead of just sitting there and talk, because I feel like school that when you're in your classroom at your desks, it's really easy to be productive because you're in the school setting, you know? So, I try to grind out a lot of that as possible at school too. And if I don't get enough sleep, I just really prioritize if I have a test that day, I use that time to study instead of, doing other things, and also practice. Sometimes if we're not in season, it's not as important, and I prioritize studying more or getting an extra hour of sleep instead of going to practice that one day.
And then diverting a little bit off of swim, I know that, you said that in the future you want to be someone in the medical field. So last year you did your CNA class where you got to go and go to nursing homes and kind of speak with them and work with them. And so from being a teen, how have you seen the mental health? How is it different from as a teen to when you're older, from what you've seen from the nursing homes?
Well, whenever we went to Keller Oaks, a lot of them have dementia. So, for me, as teens, our stress normally stems from, academics, and also maybe you play a sport or you're in band or, extracurriculars. And then also a lot of it comes from social life. Stress very much stems from social life. But as you get older, I feel like a lot of the residents that I worked with at Keller Oaks, their stress came from being lonely a lot. So, like, a lot of them didn't have visitors and stuff, so, uh and also their health, their doctors, they're very old. So, I feel like that freaks a lot of them out, and, yeah, a lot of them just told me that they were very lonely and they really appreciated, students, like, from KCAL and CNA coming in and, bringing a little bit of youth back into their lives.
So something that me and you both have in common is that we're both seniors, so that means college application season and going to college next year, last year of, yeah. So from reflecting off the past 4 years of high school, how do you think that your understanding of mental health has differed from eighth grade and freshman year to now?
In 8th grade, I didn't really take mental health very seriously because in 8th grade, there wasn't a lot stressing me out. I just kind of went with the f I just went with life. I just went with the flow and everything. But, when I entered high school, it started getting a little bit more real. I We were in AP classes, and there was a lot more workload, and that kind of just, kinda shocked me a little bit into being like, "Oh, like, I actually have to take care of myself now. Like, I can't rely on my parents to, make sure I'm happy all the time," you know? So, and then as we progress into junior and senior year and, like, graduation approaching and everything, I feel like, to be honest, last summer, I cried more than I ever cried in my entire life consecutively. So but all of that was, like, college apps and not grinding them all out when I should have. I kind of waited until the last minute before I really sat down and did everything. So now, yeah, I've kind of realized how my body works and how I cope with things, and I also realized that I'm not just a stone cold wall, like, I can feel things, you know? So I've felt all of the feelings these past 2 years, and I don't think I let myself do that 8th grade through sophomore year. So junior and senior year really pushed me, and also the people in my life. They've taught me that I can let out my feelings and I don't have to be strong for everybody, you know?
And then on the topic of reflecting on your past high school years, how do you think your coping mechanisms have changed since freshman year till now? And is there any coping mechanisms that you think you would take with you to college?
Yeah, so I think my coping mechanism has stayed the same freshman through senior year. It's always been swimming because the second I jump in that pool, there's nothing else on my mind, just swimming. And I always looked forward to practices, and you also get to see all your teammates that you might not have classes with. So it's kind of just a break from everything. They just kind of hang out, and swim together. Um, Carrying on to college, I'm not swimming in college, which is kind of a bummer, but, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? So I think I will continue working out. I feel like working out is also a really good coping mechanism for me. I feel like if I'm just moving, like playing pickleball or basketball or whatever, or like going to the gym, but I will still swim recreationally in like the lanes that they may have, you know? So I think that that is what I will do.
And so right now in high school, you're in a bunch of different clubs like Charter Champion, a freshman orientation program, HOSA, NHS. So why do you think that it's important for people to join clubs? And do you think that being a part of them can affect you as a person, like academically or personally?
I think joining clubs for me, like freshman year, I didn't join any clubs. I was in none. And then sophomore year is when I started, exploring a little bit. I think a lot of it was that all my friends were doing it. So it was a little bit more appealing to me. I think especially HOSA and NHS have really pushed me in my academic life because I feel the need to keep up and make sure that I'm in not just in good standing, but also in HOSA you need a, you need to know some stuff. Do your own research, and your project really helps me stay on top of that. And also, it's not just like a lot of people think that joining a club will just be another class or just more work to do, but you meet a lot of good people, and I feel like it hasn't really made me more stressed because um I don't know, it's just fun because you join clubs that you're interested in. You don't just join a random club just to join a club. You join a club you're interested in, then it just feels like it's just another fun thing to do, you know?
And then my last question to you is, what advice would you give to someone out there that's struggling with their mental health? Or like what's a message that you want to leave for our Dress Teen Stress audience?
Um, let's see. An obvious one is ask for help. For me, it's really hard to ask for help because I feel like I'm always the person people are asking for help. So then I feel like if I'm asking for help, it shows that I'm weak or it shows that I'm opening up, and I don't normally do that. So I think asking for help, and also like don't be afraid to, talk about your feelings. It's kind of disgusting a little bit to talk about your feelings. But if you talk about your feelings with find somebody who doesn't judge you, you know what I mean? Someone who you feel comfortable around. And also Also, find yourself something like swimming. Try swimming. Just try it. Just jump in the pool, try it, you know?
All right, thank you so much, Alina, for sharing your story with us today, and thank you so much for helping us address teen stress.